What's up, my jacked and stacked brethren? Now look, I have come to a realization. See, excuse me, a year ago, when I was almost exclusively like boxing, I was all I was doing, right? I had a really weak body. Now you might say, Arnold, what do you mean by this? I'll tell you what I mean. Because see, I went through this phase from May till July where I did not lift at all. You heard me right. No, actually May till around, I think early September, I actually didn't start lifting again until like early October of 2020. I took a big hiatus, and it was on purpose. I was still training like every day. I was running like a maniac, and I was boxing every day and shit like that. But I just simply wasn't lifting. Now, I realized a few physical changes at that time. One was, man, my joints were hurting like a motherfucker. I don't know if it's like any of you guys have experienced this, but man, my joints, because I felt like my body, I felt like it was frail. It was weak. It was, it had nothing solid. I wasn't even doing calisthenics like push-ups or anything. All I was doing was like, sometimes I'd do some banded shit at the gym, just like some pulls and stuff. That's it. And man, that took a toll on my body. Like back then, I had a pencil neck. I wasn't training my neck at all. I remember it's like, I mean, look, I listen to metal, okay? I listen to metal and I headbang. And at the time, when I was headbanging, I'd headbang like that. And my neck was so weak, I'd wake up, even if I was just like 10, 15 minutes, I'd feel like a strain in my neck and I'd feel sore. It just did not feel good. Now when I actually started strength training again, training my neck, training my joints, corrective exercises, deep squats, lunges, deadlifts, you know, these big natty daddy movements, it's like my body has completely changed. And sure, it's changed. It has, like, on the surface, obviously now is way better than it used to be. But not only on the surface, but the way I feel, right? Because like I see so many fucking boxing coaches tell their fighters, oh, you can't lift weights. You know, if you lift weights, you're gonna be big and blah, blah, blah. That is so stupid. Like, what have you, like, 99% of these coaches that are saying this shit, okay, are just going off bro science. It's like, I don't think you studied kinesiology or exercise science, and I'm not talking down to them, because it's not like I'm mocking them, but they're making false claims and, you know, potentially injuring fighters or hindering with their potential. Because let me tell you, man, in that weight room, when you're squatting, okay, this asshole in front of me just littered. Fuck you, bitch. But it's like, trust me. What was I fucking talking about? I've lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Let me, I don't know what I was talking about, boys. But, yeah, hindering your potential. When you're in that weight room, man, let me tell you something. There is a certain strength or feeling, this innate feeling of kill or be killed. When I'm in there, I feel like I'm going to war. The type of shit, the type of music I listen to, the mindset I put myself in, it's just incredible. Because like, I've experienced both sides, right? I've experienced not lifting for 5 or 6 months, and I've experienced lifting and actually lifting. Because like before I took that hiatus, I wasn't really doing anything heavy. Like, I wasn't doing any progressive overload. I just do like bench 185 for a few reps and get off the bench. But it's like when I actually started giving shit about like the rep schemes and how to build strength and how to build a strong foundation, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm nowhere near strong, but like I'm trying to get there by building foundation. Like what? Like even then I felt better than when I stopped lifting. When I took the hiatus off of lifting, everything suffered. my joints, the way I moved in the ring, I was way slower than before. Whereas before I was actually like a bit more explosive. I was slowing down. I wasn't doing any calisthenics either. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. I wasn't doing any calisthenics either. And so I'm not talking about science here, boys. I don't want you guys to get me wrong. I'm no exercise science PhD, whatever. But I've always been interested in the science of lifting, okay? The art of lifting, the art of being stronger. And so it's like, whenever I hear someone saying don't lift, I get pissed. Because lifting not only does so much for your physical, but your mental health. When you have to go in there and you have to deadlift a weight that you've never deadlifted before, and swing and hinge your hips like you're fucking the bar, and you do it, there's no greater feeling in the world. There's no greater feeling, man. Even if you fail, it's such a downhill slope that the comeback is even stronger. So, man, listen. If you're an athlete or an MMA, if you're an MMA athlete, or just a combat sports athlete in general, and you're considering lifting, do it. All right? If you're only doing calisthenics, I'm not saying calisthenics are wrong, all right? But you can't hit everything with calisthenics, especially in your legs. Like, I tried calisthenics for a while, and, like, the hamstrings suffer, man. You know? So mix it in with some weights. They won't make you slow. They won't make you groggy or anything like that. Like, there's so many stupid rumors and shit about lifting weights. Like, it's literally just moving an object from point A to point B. That's it. That's what lifting weights is. It's no magic pill they're gonna swallow or it's gonna put on 20 pounds of fucking muscle. People build careers off trying to build big biceps and muscles. That's what fucking bodybuilding is. They literally take 30 years, 20, 30 years just to put on like 15, 20 pounds of muscle, even when they're on gear. It takes 15 years to put on like fucking 20, 25 pounds of muscles. So if you're thinking that, oh, I'm gonna put on way too much muscle, it's like, okay, maybe you will. Not too much though, because like if you control your intake or caloric intake, and you actually give a shit and plan out what you're doing, you have a plan, you don't just go into the weight room fucking la-di-da, you know, not even having a plan, then you will not gain muscle or extra muscle, you know, if you know what you're doing, if you do some research. So boys and girls, that was a rant for the day. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, you know, give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're a combat athlete, maybe you've experienced otherwise. Maybe if when you started lifting, okay, maybe your joints started hurting. Maybe it was the exact opposite of me. Let me know what your experience was like in the comments. Done.